Testing, testing, 1, 2. All right. Testing, testing, 1, 2. There we go. All right. So we got all that. Anyway, let's go ahead and see what we got today. Come on, ring up, ring up. Slap that in there and save. Okay, we're ready to go. Let's jump over here first to our news. So trade, go to main. Starting off at the FOMC calendar. Did I say that right? FOMC calendar. Today is the 28th. Let's see where we're headed right here. Oh, also, good morning to everybody that's tuning in. Today is the 28th. We have at 1 p.m. the CP commercial paper. 4:15 p.m. the foreign exchange rates. 4:15 p.m. also is the selected interest rate. So nothing super heavy. Don't see any speeches or anything coming. Let's jump over here to Yahoo and let's jump to the main page of Yahoo and see what news is out here. So it says cut or pause. 2 key reports will influence the what Fed does next. And we see a picture of Powell. He's not speaking today, but something will be coming in the next couple of days. Let's see. Boeing. Oil plunges as Israel limits Iran strike. Boeing launches a 19 billion stock sale to boost its cash pile. Nvidia has a lot riding on a big tech earnings this week. Let's see, Robinhood launches trading for Trump-Harris contracts. Interesting. Well, I mean, DJT did get up to $40, so that's pretty, everybody's trying to make their little bit off of it. Because even if you trade over there, Robinhood or wherever, you still pay little fees, and those fees add up. So Robinhood's like, we don't want to miss out on this money. This is BBC. Republicans condemn island of garbage. Comments at Trump event. Okay, I don't even know what the island of garbage is. Members of Trump's party in Florida have hit out at comments about Puerto Rico by comedian Tony Hitchcliffe, whatever. Let's see. Backlash. Okay, that's the comedian. It's rough out here. It says it's rough out here. Why Trump and Harris should listen to this mom of 7. Gee whiz, she's been dropping dreams and hopes and aspirations and all of that. Let's see, what does MAGA mean? Blah blah blah. Okay, all of this is just political stuff. Born in France, but searching for a future in Africa. All right, let's jump over to business. McDonald's quarter pounder back after E. coli outbreak. Okay. Get ready to face harsh reality. Stormer to warn. The Prime Minister will say the UK is facing unprecedented challenges, but promises better days ahead. World's most indebted oil firm is headache for New Mexico leader. Stolen cheese might be sold abroad. Okay, wow. Everybody's trying to get a buck, huh? Okay. All right. That's a little bit of news. Let's go and jump to see what's over here real quick. Let me refresh this market watch page. All right, there's a generational opportunity for investors in this sector, says JP Morgan. It absolutely is. All these things that have dumped down, a lot of entry positions if you're in the right position, because some of these things are actually about to fall depending on what happens in the upcoming days, especially the election. But I mean, we almost have an overlap of news. It's the election and the Feds trying to figure out, are they going to continue to, cut? Are they going to pause? It's just so much overlap. So I'm expecting a little bit of choppy type action in the market where people don't know which way it wants to go. But I just don't want to be losing too much in if I do get caught in chop, I don't want to be losing too much into chop. Let's go ahead and jump over to our scanners this morning. So on my T-Vol scanner, which is the top volume scans above $5, I have EVOK. That's up 127%. A mix up 89%, $14.70. Glue, GLUE, up 26%. And P Fund, which we've seen a lot of last week, but it's a little bit lower volume today, up 10%. And DJT did break over $40, sitting at 4203. And then we got SOXL up here, only up 3%, but it's moving upward with the market. Let's pop over to the NQ real quick and look at this. So the NQ, I was noticing this. So this was the previous structural break that I caught to the downside with SOXS. It got going, kept holding this little position here, and then finally broke down, and I caught this break. Now we have another kind of recovery here from 2,100, and then it came back and tested here, and it tested here, moved up, and it continues to hold over this level. So I'm looking for news catalysts either to continue this move up or do a structural break back down through the 20,600s is what I'm waiting on. But today we can see where it was trading over the weekend, opened up, it gapped up here over the weekend, came up here to this top level around 20,603, and has a even higher level up here, tip top of last week of 20,700. So let me put a little price level up there at those highs. And I also want to take notice of where the point of control is from yesterday or from the last 2 days of trading. Point of control is at 20,619. A lot of times I use this point of control to see if wherever the majority of the trading happens, is it going to be trading below that level or above that level? Are people willing to buy under the point of control or continue to push it higher above? And right now, I don't really know. It just popped off of this little trend line this morning. I had this trend line going since it made this one right here, and it just has been riding this trend line and continue to ride it. But I'm just looking for either a structural break or a catalyst to keep it going through the 20,700s. Let's also jump over to the top movers on today. EVOC, we can look through this news. This is what the chart is looking like now. Made a move up from $5.70 up to $17. And it's come back right above $10. AMIX, moving from $7 all the way up here to $15. So let's jump into some news here with EVOC starting off. EVOK. EVOC Pharma. Let's look at press releases from the company. All right, so 2 hours ago, EVOC Pharma and Eversina announced statistically significant improvement in patient outcomes for GLP-1 users with diabetic gastroparesis using GIMOTI. 5 days ago, EVOC Pharma to showcase award-winning research at 2024 American College of Gastroenterology annual scientific meeting. So when is this supposed to be? October, held from October 25th to 29th. Okay, so that's already happened. Okay. And they did report some significant improvement in patients. Okay, so that's news for today. That is a biotech stock. Let's go look at what they actually do and where they're based out of. So EVOC. All right, so profile Evoc Pharma Inc., a specialty pharmaceutical company primarily focused on the development and commercialization of drugs for the treatment of gastroenterological disorders and diseases. It offers Gimoti, a metoclopramide nasal spray to treat symptoms associated with acute and recurrent diabetic gastroparesis in adults. The company markets its products to gastroenterologists, internal medicine specialists, primary care physicians, and select healthcare providers. Evoke Pharma Inc. was incorporated in 2007 and is headquartered in Solana Beach, California. Okay, so that's their news. Let's go look at the float. So we'll pop over here to statistics. The float on this one is under 1 million in the float. So very low float, little ticker. Okay, so I think we've seen pretty much everything. I'll jump back over there, but let's look at AMIX now. It's up 111%. AMIX. Let's look at their profile and also look at their press releases as well. Okay, Itomonix Medical. So another biopharmaceutical company. Did I press it? Yeah, there it goes. Okay, press releases 1 hour ago. Positive preliminary results demonstrate Autonomics proprietary RF ablation technology's ability to reduce opioid use in ongoing human clinical trials. Okay, so they are testing on people and they're trying to reduce opioid use. Okay. 3 days ago, they were to participate in a virtual investor What This Means segment on Wednesday, October 30th, which is on this Wednesday. They announced that. And then they did a reverse stock split like 6 days ago. So they got a little bit of news. I don't know where that's going to lead them, but let's jump over to Yahoo and see their profile and all of that nice stuff. Okay, description, developmental medical device development company focuses on advancing technologies for sensing and treating disorders relating to the peripheral nervous system. Its technology platform includes a catheter-based microchip-enabled sensing array to detect and differentiate peripheral neural signals. The company develops technology for patients with pancreatic cancer and addresses indications for chronic pain management, hypertension, cardiovascular, and other nerve-related disorders. It has an agreement with Noise Figure Research Inc. to develop next generation of its proprietary microchip. Autonomics Medical Inc. was incorporated in 2014 and is based in the Woodlands, Texas. Oh man, I remember the Woodlands. That's a pretty nice place. That's a pretty nice place out there they got. Go to the float real quick. We got about 15 minutes to the bell. Float is under 1 million as well, and so we have two movers over 100%. AMIX has come up here and through another high up here to 1754, and now it's back to 1650 coming into the open. AMIX only has 5 million shares in comparison to Evoc's 10 million. So we'll have to see who's going to strong arm their way into the top. Both of them have, eye-catching percent gains, but we'll see on the open. Both of them have had a little bit of success in their clinical trials and things like this, but no released medical aid to the public. So we'll see how that goes throughout the day. But yeah, we're sitting up here with these two at the top of the list, and let's pop back over. Actually, let's look through what's going on our Overwatch watch list. So we see that DRIP, the Direction Daily S&P Oil and Gas expiration period 2x ETF is nice and green. The Energy Bear 2x ETF is nice and green. So the bears in the energy sector are up a nice bit. The Direction Daily Small Cap Bulls are up 2%. Direction shares daily S&P biotech is up. So these are two of the things that we just read with Amix and Evoke. Biotechs and the small caps are up. Direction daily S&P 500 bulls are up 1%. Let's see the financials, the techno, a bunch of these are up, but I kind of focus on the ones that are up greater than 1%, a little bit stronger. Some of these that are in the mid are, you really never know what they're gonna do. Even the Nasdaq is kind of mid right now, not really over 1%, not really doing a whole lot. But let's look at some of the red movers, which the biggest one right now on this list is the light sweet crude oil, which we saw drop from like $70, $72 from. Let's go look at the chart. Let's go look at the chart. Let me not guess this. All right, so it was up at the close on Friday around 71.61 and dropped all the way down here to 69, 68, and then continued to drop to 67. So oil coming on down. I don't even know. We'll see that at the pump. It'll have to stay. Usually it has to stay at a level for a while for us to see prices drop. But, I wouldn't expect anything super fast just because oil's dropping. The other one that is red on the day is Gush. This is another daily oil and gas period BL. I don't know what that BL stands for, 2X ETF, but it is red as well. The daily small cap bear 3X ETF is red, so that means could be a nice bullish day for small caps with this bearish ETF being red. Daily S&P bears, okay. So yeah, it looks like a pretty bullish day, but we'll have to see what the news is talking about. Here's a sector update on common stocks of flat to higher pre-market Monday. So let's see, consumer stocks were flat to higher pre-market Monday as the consumer staples select sector SPDR fund was 0.3% higher. The consumer discretionary select SPDR fund XLY was recently unchanged. McDonald's shares were up over 1% after the company and Colorado Department of Agriculture said the restaurant's beef patties did not cause an ongoing outbreak of E. coli virus. Modine Manufacturing (MOD) shares were 0.6% higher after the company said it has opened a new air handling units production site in Calgary, Canada. So yeah, that news, we'll see. Everything looks like it's going to be a little bit bullish, but we don't know. We want to see what other news pops out over the open or after the open. We have less than 15 minutes to the open, and we're going to get busy. Now the NQ, let's jump back over to the NQ real quick. NQ still holding right here, has a little high, 20,600 something, and it is holding over this trend after a nice bounce off of this trend. So what is the probability of it wiping out this whole candle here from 2,600 all the way up to 2,650? So about $50. Now on my other charts here, I actually have the ATR for the NQ, which is $293.62 per the last 60 days of trading. So it moves about $300 a day. And so right now, this little pop off of this area here was only $50. $50 up, and we'll see where it wants to go from here. It still has a lot of potential to go either up or down depending on the news. But right now, looking at the ETFs, I'm kind of bullish on the market, bearish on the energy sector. But yeah, you guys see anything else that I have missed? Anything that's under 5, I don't even really look at those before the open. They kind of pop up after the open on my other scans. So we'll see those after the open. But for right now, I'm focused on what has the potential to do range on today. AMX over 1816. Come on now. 1816 continue to pump up here. So Is it getting extended? Yes. Only 6 million shares on it, making these big moves. Move from what, 12.28 all the way up here to 8 or 19 bucks at the top. And then EVOC kind of just chopping around in this little range. I don't even know if it's going to be able to compete with AMIX. Up 136%. It's definitely more eye catching for now. So we will see. We'll watch those two out of the open, and then see if any other news pops out to kind of indicate direction on today. But if there's no news that pops out, I'm thinking that the NQ is going to continue to grind higher. I'm overall bullish on it, unless some news pops out and changes my mind. All right. So yeah, hopefully you guys had a great weekend. Starting off the week, flat. It's Monday. We're right here. Well, I'm not flat. I'm green on the month, but on the week, starting off flat. Coming out green on Monday, or coming out flat on Monday, and want to come out green with some profits. But definitely want to be a little bit careful, knowing the climate that we're in and the things that are changing. It looks like it kind of want to touch this $20 up here on AMIX. Got close. That high was 1978. And we have about 10 minutes until the open. We'll see what the open wants to bring. The point of control is down here at 1335 right now, but I usually don't pay attention to the pre-market point of control on small caps because it can easily jump up, especially at the open with so many shares hits. This thing can jump way up, up here to 1650s or something like that. And now it's slowly breaking over the 20s. Let's jump back over to EVOC. EVOC not really getting the attention that they probably thought they were going to get there. And you can see over here on the ATRs, AMX has an ATR of $1.19 that it closed with on Friday. And so people are expecting this thing to cover more range. EVOC only has an ATR of 43 cents. And that's based on the previous 60 days of trading on that. Let's see. New 10 trending stocks on Wall Street Bets. Don't care about that. Just want to focus on actual news from the companies. Sometimes it's just noise. I don't want noise. I want news from the companies to be like, hey, we're doing great, or hey, we're not. All right, so 2050s almost got hit up here. Less than 9 minutes into the bell. EVOC just not even moving. People just focus on AMIX. Now that does not mean that they forgot about EVOC, but because it still got higher volume. Now once AMIX reaches its volume and surpasses it, gets across that 11 million, then it's kind of like, okay, more people are looking over here. More people want this action, right? And plus it's up, 30% more than EVOC. So shorts are definitely going to be like, this smells nice. But, we've had a couple of weeks of ripping. So, I think that we're due for some pullbacks, even though the small cap bull ETF is green on the day. So I don't know if I can completely discount the small cap market because it is green. So I don't know. We'll have to see. We will have to see. NQ coming on down. Coming on back down towards this level. And this is how I drew this level right here. So I saw this little point down here that it hit. Came up here, hit another point, kept going higher. And once it made 3, I was like, okay, this looks like some type of trend. And then it came down here again and on Friday and gapped up out of here and continues to trade over here. So I don't know what it wants to do, if it wants to go sideways or what. But I'm looking for a structural breakdown, but I don't know if that's going to happen today with everything being so bullish. Okay, AMIX back over. Oh, well, it was over 20 and popped down really quickly. threw another high up there to 20, almost 2050 again, and came back down. About to reach 10 million shares traded, and 10 million shares is pretty much where I'm like, okay, this is enough people, especially coming out of pre-market. 10 million shares, a lot of people have been on this thing, and it has range. So let's see what kind of movement we can get out of this thing. Everything else though is not really close to 10 million. It's like Glue is at 5, P Fun at 3 million, but they're kind of sitting still in comparison to the top two. Jump back over to Evoc. Evoc looking like it's gonna dump. It's already below its point of control. I'm wondering if will it drag it on down once the market opens. All right, AMIX back to 19. Forming a couple of wicks over the top. Less than 5 minutes until the open. Hmm. So NVIDIA, P-Fun, Glue, Evoc. AMIX has a slight area down here around the 12s that it kind of paused at before. But if it takes out this whole candle, how much weakness will that be? Dropping from 18 all the way back down here to 13 is a pretty big drop. So back into this zone, back under 15, I'm thinking it's a little bit of weakness. But we're about to get the ATR. The new ATR is calculated for the intraday. We have about 3 minutes until that calculation comes out. Same thing with Evoc, but Evoc I don't really know about. This thing's already kind of within the range and has come back and kind of taken out this green. So I don't really know what it wants to do there. Glue looking like trash. This thing continues to just pop around. I know it's scary for the longs here. Now I know the shorts are like, hey, let's go ahead and get in. It's not gonna break this high, but a lot of times these past couple of weeks they've been getting blown out doing that. Getting in on a week like this, looking for it to take things out, and it pops right back through the highs. So patience is definitely required on these types because it looks tempting to do something, but you also have to see, okay, this is a bunch of buyers coming in here from on this move. Now, again, it hasn't really broken over 10 million shares, so we really don't know. We'll see at the open. It's only got what less than 2 million shares to get there, and that's when a lot of bigger players kind of come in because they can get the positions that they want with those shares rolling through like that. If they're trying to fill, you know, I don't know, a 10 million share position, how quickly can they do that? Another thing I didn't check on AIMX that I'm going to pop over is look at the insiders and the institution. So AIMX, insiders, 41% on the insiders. Very small institutional holdings. So I don't know. This is a lot of times when the insiders are like, maybe people with smaller accounts of things, institutional traders, they're swinging with the big bats. Let's also check Evoc. Okay, EVOC has much more institutions in it and less insiders. So I'm thinking AMIX is that's the another reason that AMIX could be moving like this, because insiders are definitely manipulating this one. We got about 15 or 50 seconds until the open. And we got this point of weakness below 15. So we'll see how it holds at 15. What's up, Willie? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to everybody that's tuning in. Hopefully you had a great week. We've been looking through the ETFs, looking through all of the strengths and weaknesses in the market, and well, the strengths and weaknesses that we can observe in the market, and trying to build a thesis. So mine is that the energy market is definitely bearish today, but the overall market, oh wow, NQ, I just glimpsed over to the NQ. Look at this NQ coming on down to the point, coming on down to our structural point there. But I don't trust this. It could easily bounce up. The market's just open here. Let's jump over to the market's coming on down there. Coming down, but can it hold is the question. Or does it want to break down the 20,600s? Okay, a small tap down, but I'm not ready for that. Let's go back over to AMIX. We got a halt up. ATR high is calculated at 2078 right now based on the 15-minute. So and the ATR low is calculated at 1762. So yeah, if it breaks down all of this and goes under 15, that's definitely some weakness. But it is halted right at the $21 level. EVOC, let's go look at that one. Has an ATR up here high of 2050. It is trading right around the point of control right there of 1179, and the bottom ATR, the low ATR, is $9.71. Okay, so watching these two and then watching the market itself is pretty much what I'm trying to do. So it did break down the structural level, but is this a temporary breakdown for it to break back above is my question. Getting back down here to this point, which I'm not just going to be jumping in there because it could definitely continue through this level with this much volume coming into the open. That 20,700. Now this ATR high that it actually broke was from the open on Sunday. ATR high of 20,500 could come down here and test this and then try to walk its way back up. But we're seeing the action in the first couple of minutes. Does it want to continue downward or what? And can we get a move back up during the day? Because all the ETFs, the ETFs regarding the market are still bullish. So just got to see what happens. All right, jumping back out. Let's see when AMIX will unhalt. AMIX halted at 9:30.26. It should unhalt at 9:35.26. EVOC losing itself towards the downside. Yeah, so not too worried about EVOC. I think most eyes are on AMIX right now, and the overall market as well. So threw a little wick down here, getting a little bit of buying on here. Didn't quite get to this ATR, but pulling back up. Let's go look at SOXS. It has come green on the day. Now this one moves up as the market moves down. So it threw a wick down here, was not able to hold this ATR high. ATR high is at 2038. ATR lows are around $20.06. Now these ATRs do move during the day. They calculate on the previous 60 candles. So if you count 60 candles back, it's giving you the ATR based on those past 60 candles. It got up here and tested this ATR, and we'll see if it wants to go down, which it does, and that probably means that the market is showing some type of upward strength. Let's check out XOXL, which is the one that goes up with the market. So as the market is going up, this one goes up. So this one had a gap. It has filled the gap on XOXL, but I mean, technically it doesn't really mean that it's actually ready to go back up. But it touched all the way down here to 34.76 and jumped back in here. So this is quite a bit of buying pressure, but still kind of like an indecision level. When it's between these two levels, between the ATR high and low, I'm thinking it's an indecision. It's got to make a decision to break one of these first. But let's jump back over to AMIX has 2 minutes until it opens. EVOC, not really super interesting. I want to see what AMIX does, and then I'll be like, okay, well maybe EVOC is going to be doing something crazy. But let's jump back over to the NQ. Did you pull all the way back up? Nope. All right, NQ still in a struggle range, but right under this 20,600, and we'll see if it can possibly tap the 20,500s. Remember that the ATR on the NQ for the daily chart is right around 300 bucks. So it has moved from 676 up here down to 605, and it can definitely get in here and chop around that other part of the distance. I've seen it do that. It'll be like, oh yeah, it moves $300 a day, and it'll get in here and just consolidate and just make moves in consolidation that equal out to about 300 bucks back and forth. So don't want to get caught in the chop, but want to continue to see it form a nice obvious bottom. Now it does have a gap here. Like I said, it gapped up, has a gap down here at 2,500 to 2,400. So could come down, test this level, and try to bounce back up, but I don't know. We will see. So just being patient and watching the markets for now. And we're about to get an open on AMIX. Let me see what time. Actually, never mind. It just opened up. Big snaps, snap back, snap up, snap back. Look at how snappy it is. Wow. Snaps and snaps and snaps. Okay, so is it going to destroy them to the downside? Can it crack below 8? Well, did it halt? That is a halt down at 1897. All right, so hit that ATR high, could not hold above it after the halt and got destroyed to the downside. Not really destroyed. EVOC is also halted down. And actually, I'm looking for, are there any cheaper? I should be seeing some cheaper things, right? RexCon says, do the wide spreads bother you? Nah, wide spreads really don't bother me if it has catalyst and a reason to move in the direction that I want it to move. If it's moving 20, 30, 40, 50 cents, I'm like, let's get it. It's on the idea that I'm looking for anyway. For some reason, though, I should be seeing some more. I think I should be seeing some more cheaper stocks, but I'm not seeing them. So I'm gonna restart my app real quick. Not seeing the cheaper ones pop in. But yeah, when it comes to those ranges, that's what I look for. We're day trading, so we're not looking for something that's moving 5 cents. Safe stuff. We're looking for something that's moving 30, 40, 50, $2, $3, $5, $10 at a time. That's what we're looking for. And it's because we have such a short period of, risk management. Be in and out. We're not trying to swing trade these things that are moving $10. You get in there and get straight up crucified. Pop this open and see if my scanners are missing things. Because with the free system of Thinkorswim, a lot of times I notice at the beginning of the market, I have to restart the system and then it'll pick up things onto the scanner. So we'll see if we can find any cheaper things when it populates here. It populates here. Am I missing something? Yeah, okay. So I see HCTI now up 124%. Okay. So definitely didn't see that. And I also see market followers that are up right now. These two have a very high beta score. So what beta is the stronger the beta is, the more it follows the market. So betas go from +5 to -5. So if it's got a -3, it's gonna probably be going inversely to the market as it goes up. If it's got like a +3, +4, +5, it's gonna be going up when the market goes up. But yeah, let's jump back over here to, where was I? HCTI was one that just populated. It's a cheaper one, $1.30. It broke over the ATR. Does it have any type of news on the day? Is my question. So HCTI, oops. Healthcare Triangle. This is another biotech, looks like. Last news on April 4th. Oh my gosh. April 4th. Okay, so that's untouchable. NQ continued to go down. So we're seeing it continue to hold under this level. And with everything bullish though, remember everything is looking a little bit bullish on the ETFs. They still haven't pulled down or anything like that. So I'm still thinking bullish. I'm looking for it to hold over the 20,500s and start getting back up to this level that it had recently held up here to the 20,600s. But we'll see. And this is why I give it a little bit of time in the mornings, because I don't want to rush into anything, because you never know. The market can definitely stay in one direction for a while and it can burn you hard. So just being patient is definitely will help. AMIX has not, wait, this isn't AMIX. Come on. AMIX has not unhalted yet. Let's look at the halts. So we got, it will be unhalting in 5 minutes. So that will be 41:01. That's in 2 minutes. I'm probably not going to stick around to see that. I got to get to my morning meeting, of course, Monday. Well, pretty much every day I have a morning meeting. It's basically like a briefing, what things need to be solved, implemented, or changed, or whatever. That's the meeting that I tell y'all guys I'm going to. Now I don't like missing those meetings, because then I have to play catch up and kind of be like, what are y'all talking about? What happened over here? What happened with these devices, equipment, whatever? So I kind of want to get there for that. And plus I get to jump on some pretty high paid contracts as well during that meeting if they're offered up. But anyway, back over here to AMIX. Let me see. It's not moving. So I guess what I'll be doing is watching the NQ. I still think it's going to be bullish on the day. But just watching what it wants to do here, it created a low down here of 2,500. And I want to see it kind of hold within this level right under the 2,600. Now on the point of control is where the majority of the trading has happened during this period. So will it stay under this? Will it drag it down? What does it want to do? Because we see a lot of volume coming in here. So I don't want to get in too early while it's under the point of control and it just continues to fall. But yeah, that's pretty much my analysis for this morning. We went over a lot of information, so I try to make these quick so I can go ahead and get over there to this meeting. But yeah, that's it. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Definitely. You already know what I'm looking for. I want to see bullish action after this fall, but I don't want to get in so early that I get cooked on the fall. But yeah, I will be probably watching XOXL if I'm going to do any plays, but both of them are kind of in a very indecisive place right now. XOXL, they really haven't gapped or anything like that. They're only up 1% and they're fighting quite a bit of a downfall. So I don't want to get caught up, in some trash, basically. I like to see when they're making a decisive move on SOXL or SOXS. And look at this. Look at this rip down. Man, I don't want nothing to do with that, man. Just rip down. So yeah, that is it for today. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. We do have the Discord if you want to continue conversations. I'll be jumping in there after my meeting, kind of re-observing the markets and things like that. See where things landed. But Mondays and Fridays are some pretty dangerous days for me, according to my statistics. So a lot of times I'm looking for news, trying to build a thesis for the week. What do I want to be day trading for the week? But yeah, that's it for today. Appreciate you guys once again. Keep your head on the swivel. We're going to continue to trade. The NQ is continuing to come down. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.